Hi, welcome to the channel. I was thinking the other day, so we've played 5 games and it just all feels kind of the same sort of style and pattern that we was doing the past 2 seasons. You know how we're relying on set pieces really and lots of possession, but sometimes for possession's sake, being a flat track bully against the teams who should be beating, say, like how the Leeds in the Forest game, for example, and previous seasons we've done it against I think the Burnleys or the West Hams, for example. So I was looking at all that and I was thinking, well, could I make a prediction for this season? Could I have a go at guessing, okay, what points could we get? What I think the results will be, how many goals we'll score, red cards, you name it, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a statistician, mathematician, data scientist, all the jobs you can think of. I'm not that. I'm just looking at some metrics, looking at what I feel about it. And I know there's probably loads of context I'm missing out, and there's probably some conclusions I'm going to come to that aren't really right in some people's eyes. That's fair enough. I admit this is just a bit of a fun experiment. I thought it might be interesting. I mean, yeah, I looked at the last 3 seasons on what points we got. So let's just start off. So in the 22-23 season, we got 84 points. And sorry, I'm kind of looking at our sort of notes I've written. And 23-24, we got 89. And last year was a massive drop off with that sort of trend was 74. Um, yeah, and it makes sense. We was drawing loads of games last season, and the previous seasons before, the draws were nowhere near the amount we got last season, which we'll talk about later. I mean, I guess I'm just going to come to a conclusion really on that. I'm just going to try to make an average based on all those. Say like, okay, I think we'll probably get maybe 83 points this season. I think we'll do better than last season. Will we find the form of the previous 2 seasons? I don't really know. I can't imagine we'll be a massive jump up. So I'm going to go with 83. I think that was an average. And looking at the games we won, uh, 22-23, it was 26, 23-24, it was 28, and only won 20 last season, which again goes into what I was talking about the draws, like drawing so many games. And it's weird. It's weird when looking at the points and the winning games. Is that in 22-23, I remember watching that, thinking, "Wow, this is the most fluid attacking football we've played." But when you look at the season after, when everyone will kind of say, "Oh, we got a lot more defensive," we won more games, and which we'll talk about later, we scored more goals, and we got more points the 23-24 season. So how we didn't win the league that season, I don't know. But anyway, for this season, I'm going to make a prediction. Say, let's just say it's 25. Let's just go with sort of we'll get more wins this season just because I guess we've made some attacking transfers. So I feel like maybe these draws can be turned into a win. Losses, don't think there wasn't much changes really. It was just all about the draws last season. So 22-23 was 6, 23-24 was 5, and there was only 4 last season. So let's just say 5 losses this season. Why not? Um, okay, and then just scrolling down here. And yeah, looking at the draw, so last season was 14, but the previous 2 seasons it was 6 and 5. So I think yeah, like I said, with the Eze signing, Gyökeres, Madueke, think okay, some of these draws will be turned into wins. But I mean, let's go with 8 draws. I kind of was trying to, I didn't want to just assume we'll go back to how good we was the other couple of seasons. But then we have made, people would say we've got a better squad now. But again, it's just prediction. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a data scientist or anything like that. I was trying to think. I didn't want to just assume it's just going to be just as good as the 23-24 season. I think some of those draws will turn into wins. So yeah, let's just say it's 8. But it makes total sense when just looking at so far what I've spoken about that that was the reason that Arsenal went out and bought these attacking signings and spent quite a lot of money because yeah, 14 draws, it doesn't look right. And I was probably looking at the previous 2 seasons thinking, well, we need to get back to that form and surely we're going to win silverware with that form. Looking at red cards, 2022-23 was odd really because we didn't get any, which I was shocked at. We had Xhaka in the side. I was thinking he was, from what I remember, his Arsenal career was famous for getting red cards. But looking at that season, he was immense. I didn't really want him to go. But yeah, moving on, 23, 24, we got two, and then last year we got six, and there were silly ones from what I remember. I think, do you remember the Rice one where he kicked the ball just to prevent Brighton taking a quick free kick, and they got another yellow card for that? But I mean, I've watched other teams. I think I saw one recently where a guy did that, and then the players had their arms in the air, and yeah, nothing happened. Why didn't he get a card? But anyway, so I remember watching. I think that was so stupid, but it's the rules. So I mean, as a prediction, I'm going to say three. And it's just like, let's just go with that. Let's say we're going to get three this season because I think 22 to 23 to just get no red cards, maybe a bit out of the blue, but to get six last season, that's way too much. Let's just go in the middle. Looking at goals scored 88 in 22 23, 91, 23 24, and only 69 last year. So again, makes total sense why we're buying all these attacking players. Um, I'm going to go with 82, just trying to think of average here. And let's say goals conceded 43 in 22 23, and then only 29 in 23 24. So that kind of feeds into how a lot of people thought, well, we had this fluid attacking football in 22 23, and then suddenly when all Arteta changed on went defensive, and it just shows in the stats there. We conceded far less goals. Um, I mean, I'm going to go for 35. So let's just say we only conceded 35. I think last season it was 34. Let's just say we'll keep it around that. Again, I mean, some of these I'm just going with what the average numbers are. Um, I'm probably missing out a lot of context here, but let's just go with that. And there's two more. So there's two more metrics I wanted to look at. Uh, I thought an interesting one was what team's going to do the double on us, because I was looking at the 22-23 season, City did it, and then 23-24, no, Villa did it, sorry, and then last year Bournemouth did it. So I was thinking, well, past few seasons, always been one team has done that. So when we get to the results, I'll talk, I'll go over what team I think is going to do that, and you may think that's absolutely rubbish, but I just had to pick one team I think could do it, and it's just a prediction. And I mean, yeah, I could look at injuries. I'm not going to. I know some people might think, no, I just don't think it's in good taste, really. I don't want to start predicting, oh, we'll get five or six or whatever. I remember last season we got loads. Previous seasons weren't so much, but I'm not. That's not my thinking. Just because it doesn't feel like it's in good taste. And finally, the other metric I wanted to look at was how far in the European competition. You look. I feel like when you get to the latter stages, which I think we could do, it's probably going to have an impact on league performance. Like maybe we've got one eye on a quarter final, semi final, or a final, and you're thinking, well, I don't want to play this certain player because I want to keep them fresh for that, and that may make a win to a draw, for example. So looking at 22-23, got to the round of 16, 23-24, it's quarterfinals, and last year it's semi-finals, so that's like an upward trajectory. I'm going to go for what I think it could be semi-final or even final this season. But yeah, I mean, who knows? And okay, so looking at all that, just to sum it up, I think this season could be 83 points, 25 wins, 8 draws, 5 losses, 82 goals scored, 35 goals conceded, 3 red cards, semi-final to final for Champions League, and I think there'll be one team who maybe will do the double on us. Okay, so yeah, thanks again for all that. Right, let's look at the fixtures. Sorry. Sorry, fixtures. So straight off the bat, okay, next game's Newcastle away, playing later today. Now, from the get-go, I could be way wrong on this, but I think we could get a win. I think it could be 1-0. Now, Newcastle don't have Isaac, and yeah, I mean, in 22-23, we won 2-0, but then last two times we didn't win. So I think we could get back to winning ways there. I think we could win, and I think it could be 1-0. I mean, if we watch the game later, we could lose and I could be all wrong. So there's just like shut off the video right now. Anyway, right, on to the next game. We've got West Ham at home. Now, another contentious decision here, but I think West Ham could be the team that does a double on us. They've already shown that they can beat us in the last couple of seasons, and they got rid of Potter. Could be a new manager bounce. They've got good players. I mean, Bowen seems to do well against us. So I'm going to put this as a 2-1 loss. I hope it's not. I hope I can just put wins across the board, but that's not how football works. You're going to have to pick some wins or like you're going to have to pick some wins, draws, losses. So let's just say West Ham keeping up with the trends of a team always doing the double on us in the past few seasons. Let's say West Ham's going to be that team, and we'll say 2-1 to them. Moving on to Fulham. Again, I think some Arsenal fans aren't going to be happy with these decisions I'm making, but I'm coming up against some bad results. I'm going to say it's going to be a draw. We won in 22-23, lost 23-24, and then drew last year. And I think Fulham are a good side. We're playing away. I think it could be a shock result. I think it could be 2-2. Palace at home next, and again, I think it'll be tricky. They've just beaten Liverpool, so you can tell they're a good side. We won 4-1 and 5-0 past two seasons, drew last year. I think this could be a draw again. If it could be a high scoring draw, I think it could be a 2-2 again, just because they're playing really well. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But that's going to be for one of my draws. Okay, next Burnley away. Now I think we'll get back to winning ways. I only played them in 23-24, and that was the 5-0. I think this could be, and I think this could be another high scoring game. I think this could be 4-0. Burnley don't look good. I mean, Man United got three past them, and from what I've seen with Man U, they look like they're struggling to get goals at the moment. So I think that's fair to say. I think we could get four past them. Sunderland away, and I think that could be another big win, really. Not played them in a long time, newly promoted side. I mean, they've shown they can score goals at Big Forest, didn't they? So, and I think that, yeah, they've been another side as well. I think it's West Ham as well. I think it's 3-0. So, yeah, I think this could be a 4-1, really. I think they'll get a goal, but I think it will just be too much for them. Now, this is the interesting one. It's North London derby time, but we're playing at home. And I think I think we'll concede, but I think we'll win this. I think this will be 2-1. We won in 22-23, drew the season after, and then we won last year. But I'm going to go for a win. I don't think it'll be high scoring because they've got Thomas Frank in. It's not Ange anymore, so he's made them more resolute in defence. So I say we'll get only like two goals. And in these games, both teams tend to score. So I'm going to give them a goal. So I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1's Arsenal. Then we've got Brentford at home. We drew in 22-23, won 23-24, and then drew last year. I think Brentford have lost their best attackers. They did look very good against Man United. I mean, yeah, that just to quickly go over that game. That was crazy how bad Man United looked, and Brentford did look really solid. But I guess you just got to take that with a pinch of salt because it's it's Man United and not playing well at the moment. So anyway, just go back to it. I think this will be a win for Arsenal. I think it'll be 2-1. So Villa away. I think I don't look forward to Villa away. They don't look good at the moment though, but we've shown we don't do well against Villa in the past few seasons. So we won in 22-23, but we lost the past two seasons. But yeah, I mean Villa don't really look good at that moment. It's still early in the season, so hopefully my thinking with this was I'm hoping that trend keeps going. I mean, who knows then? Who knows what's going to happen? I think us we're having a better attack with Eze and Gyökeres. I mean, let's just make it a draw this time. I don't think we'll lose because they don't look that good at the moment. But Villa's always not a good game for us. Wolves at home, and the past few seasons we've always won. So, and they don't look good this season. So I think this should be an easy game for us. I'm going to say 3-0. Anyway, right, Everton away, and yeah, we'll get in for it. Past three seasons we've won. lost and drew. So I mean, again, who knows with this one? I mean, I think Everton are good. I think Jack Grealish was a great signing for them. Got Moyes back. They just look on a more assured side. And I mean, just saying those things, I think I'm going to put this as one of my shock results and say this is a loss. I'm saying we're going to lose 1-0 just because we've shown that we can go away to Everton and not do well, and they look better. So I'm going to put this as one of my losses. Um, yeah, let's go for it. Brighton at home, lost one and drew in this fixture. I think Brighton are playing good this season, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Let's move this on now. So Villa at home, lost one and drew. Again, we don't look forward to playing against Villa. I want to say this is a draw again, so it'll be two draws against Villa. I think maybe at this point in the season they're playing better. So yeah, I think it could still be a draw. I think it'll be a high scoring one because that is 2-2. Bournemouth away, we won in 22-23, and then 23-24 we both lost. I mean, they've looked good this season. I don't know. I just don't. I think with our squad looking better, I don't. I'm gonna say this is a draw. I'm gonna say it's a draw. I'm gonna say it's 2-2. Now we move on to an interesting one. Liverpool at home. So we won 22-23 and 23-24. No, sorry. Yeah, we won 22-23 and 23-24. Oh, sorry. Well, my bad. We won both those seasons and then drew last season. And I think maybe at this point in the season, maybe what I saw in the Palace game as well is that the defense wasn't looking that good, and it was kind of getting to the halfway point in the season. Maybe they haven't got the squad depth in defense. Maybe they want to rest players for whatever fixture. I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows what's happening at that point? So, and both teams tend to score. I'm going to go for a win in this because I guess we've shown that we don't lose in the past few seasons, and I'm hoping with our squad being better and the attacking choices we made, this could be one of those games where we turn a draw into a win, and we'll be pumped up for this game as well because I'm hoping at this point we're still in the title race with them. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win to Arsenal. And right, moving on to Forest away, lost one and draw in the past few season. They've got Ange at the moment. Think it'll be a high scoring game. I'm going to go for 4-2 against Forest. All right, now so Man United at home. We won in this fixture the past three seasons, and I don't really see another reason uh w- that won't happen again. So I think they'll get a goal though if they got a better attack. I mean, Cunha and Bremo look like good signings, so I think this will be a 3-1 to us. Right now, Leeds away, I don't think it'll be another 5-0. I think maybe they might have learned from that. So maybe let's just say it's a 3-0 win. I think it'll still be too much for them. And it'll be away, so that's why I don't think it'll be a 5-0. So let's just say 3. Sunderland at home, it's going to go for another 3-0 for this one as well. And then go Brentford away. We've won in the past three seasons, so I think this will be another win. Let's just say 3-1. Let's go on the interesting one. North London Derby away with Spurs. So we've won in the past three seasons, but I'm going to put this as another shock result. I'm going to say it's a draw. Spurs have made some good signings, and it's a derby, anything can happen. And I hope I'm right in this. I was looking online, and I think we broke a record recently. I having winning three times away at Spurs, and I'm thinking they've got Thomas Frank, who's going to make them more resolute. They've got a better squad at the moment, so I think this could be a draw. I can't imagine we'll break the record again and be like, okay, 4 wins away at Spurs in the North London derby. So I don't think we'll lose though. So I'm gonna say this is a 1-1, but let's hope it's a win, obviously. But let's see what happens. Chelsea at home, and we look forward to playing Chelsea. We seem like we're the invincibles when playing Chelsea. So one in the past three seasons, and I just think this will continue. I don't think they've looked too well. No, yeah, and now we've got Chelsea at home. We look forward to this game. We feel like we're the invincibles at the moment with them. We won in the past three seasons, and I just think this will continue. They don't look that great at the moment, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen? This is like further on in the season, so they could have fixed things up. But they've got sort of a inexperienced side, so maybe not. Maybe after that, let's just say this is a 3-0 win for Arsenal. Brighton away, big team struggle in this fixture. We've seen it so far this season. City and Spurs, I believe, haven't won. So I think this could be one of the draws. I'm going to say 2-2. We won there in 22-23 and then 23-24. Oh, sorry, we won in 22-23 and 23-24, and then we drew last season, and I think it'd just be a draw again. I think they play really, really good football. Everton at home, and it's the same as Brighton away. Won in 22-23, 23-24, but we drew last season. Everton look good so far this season, but I'm going to put this down as one of the wins and say this is 2-1. Wolves away, again, just always winning against Wolves. I think I'll just keep this simple 2-0. Bournemouth at home. This, yeah, lost last season. The team had done a double and won the previous two. And to just hope the attacking chances we made in the summer will go back to the winning ways. So I'm going to say this will be a high scoring game. They still look good. They've got Semenyo and some other great players. So let's say 3-2. And now we're getting to the sort of the end of the season, really. And let's say got an interesting one now. Got Man City away. Uh, we lost in 22-23 and drew the last two seasons. And I'm going to put this down as a loss, unfortunately. I don't think that'll be out of the blue to say that. City showed at the Emirates they're willing to do anything and everything to hold on to a win with the amount of defensive changes they made. So, fortunately, I'm going to say this is one of the losses and say it's 2-0 to City. Now, I think we're getting to the time of the season where it could be, I think the semi-finals could be starting of the Champions League, and that's what I said at the beginning of the video of I think that's at least as far as we could get. So, we're playing Newcastle at home at this point, and we drew there in 22-23, and we lost the last two seasons. I can see this as being another win for us, but a low scoring one. Maybe we get one goal and make defensive changes because we're thinking about the semi-finals of the Champions League. Who knows? So I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna say it's a win because it's at home for Arsenal. So it's 1-0 to Arsenal. Now we move on to Fulham. Two wins and a draw in the last three seasons. We always seem to score two against them, so I'm gonna say that's gonna continue and say it's 2-1 win to Arsenal. Now I've got West Ham away, so I said at the beginning, I think West Ham's going to be the team that done the double, and that's crazy to say that because you look at some of the results, we won 6-0 and 5-2. But I've got to pick a team, and despite those results, they've shown that they can beat us. They've got good players and got a new manager in, and I'm just going to make a prediction that this new manager is going to be good for them. But again, who knows? Anything can happen. It could be a different team that does double. It could be no team that does a double. But making a prediction here. So let's just say it's a 2-1 loss to West Ham. I'll just roll in here. Now, yeah, now literally on the last two games of the season, and I don't want to waffle on for too long, really. So it's Burnley and Palace. I'm going to say it's 3-0 against Burnley and 3-1 against Palace. And yeah, I think that's it. That's the end of the season. Hopefully, those last two results mean we win the league because at that point maybe we need to get wins and say that 3-1 against Palace in the last game gets us over the line. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was all my predictions. I'll put it in description. Now, just a final thing before I log off the video is 83 points enough to win the league? So I went through since Premier League of 92 from the start of 92 just to see if it is enough. And surprisingly, it is. So in 95-96, Man United got 82, winning it. And then you got Man United again with only 75, winning it 96-97. Then you got Arsenal getting 78 points, and then and 97-98. Then you got Man United, who got 79 in 98-99. Then you got Man United again, 80 in 2000-2001. And then, yeah, they seem like a specialist in this, and they're just narrowly winning. But Man United again in 02-03 got 83 points. And then a lot of time passes now. Man United got 80 points in 2010-2011. And then the last team to do it was Leicester with 81 points in 2015-2016. So, I mean, I know there's more, I think there's more teams who've got more points that have won it than the teams that only got up to and around 83. But just the final thing to say with last year, Liverpool only got 84 points and they won it. So, and it's only 1 point off of it. So it's not out the realm of possibility. So anyway, just to finish off the video now, I hope you enjoyed watching that. And yeah, I know I've just said some results out there and not really given any context or any like real reasoning to it. It's just a prediction. I was just looking at some metrics the past few seasons and trying to apply it to this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that and thanks for watching.